Battlefield 6 is finally back on track. It's been a while since I played a good Battlefield game, at least 9 years since Battlefield 1 came out. Battlefield 5 was alright, but the marketing really killed off the game, and also not adding the USSR and more famous locations of the World War II era was a huge misstep from DICE. While I don't even wanna mention Battlefield 2042, which was a complete utter disaster. After playing Battlefield 6 beta, I mostly had good impression of the game, one of the best beta experience I had so far. But not everything is perfect, there are issues which need to be addressed before the game launches, so here is my top 10 list I want EA DICE to change, add or rework in Battlefield 6 before it launches.
Grind, pain, joy.
First, classes. We have 4 classes: Assault, Engineer, Support and Recon. All of them have their uniqueness, but the Support class is a special one. You know, DICE really love to experiment with class fusions, and I think Battlefield 6 did a bad move to merge the Medic and the Support into one class. I wouldn't say it's OP, but it's unnecessarily stocked. Healing, revive, wall, infinite ammunition just makes things dumber. As a longtime fan, I highly suggest to rework this. There are 2 solutions to this in mind. 1. Give the engineer the ammo bag and maybe the wall as well, so the support can be a dedicated medic and the engineer can be engineer. It doesn't really change or impact the class gameplay. Actually, it would make more sense for the engineer to have all of those features. 2. Just add a 5th class as medic and add all of those healing capabilities to that class and leave the support to be support as before. Even though it's not a big issue, to me as an all-time fan it felt a bit weird. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, the next one is dynamic weather. You know, Battlefield 6 maps looked amazing, but after playing the same maps over and over again, it became a bit boring. And one of the reasons for that is because the weather never changes. Add dynamic weather options to this game, just like they did back in Battlefield 4, 1, and even that shitshow Battlefield 2042 had. Even today when I play Battlefield 1, it's amazing to see those massive sandstorms coming at my way, just full of epicness and add a lot of chaos to the gameplay. Having a huge sandstorm in Cairo or a blizzard storm at Liberation Peak would be badass. Third, class weapon restriction. I know many people against it, but as a hardcore Battlefield fan I like the old way more. Every class had its own meta weapon. Now everyone can use the exact same weapon with any class, which makes no sense. Even in Battlefield 5 it felt great to have a class weapon restriction, like the support having a bar or an MG42, the medic has Thompson and MP40, the assault has an M1 Garand and MP44, and etc etc. Class weapon restriction is important for Battlefield because it's encouraging team-based gameplay by reinforcing class roles and strategic specializations rather than allowing any class to use any weapon. But if you think otherwise, leave a comment. 4. Battlefield 6 needs better vehicle armor models similar to Battlefield 5. As my channel suggested, I'm a big War Thunder fan, and I know it's impossible to make an arcade FPS shooter too realistic, but I don't think having some realistic features against armor would be bad. Listen, ATM you need to hit a tank 4 or 5 times with an RPG, and it doesn't matter if you hit it from the front, side or rear, the damage is always the same. So my suggestion is to make tanks, as an example, weaker on the sides and rear, damaging the engine make it unable to move for a while. We had some great implementations in Battlefield 5 which I liked. I think they should add the same features to Battlefield 6. 5. Levolution events. Levolution events in Battlefield 4 were peak gameplay features back in the day, and it's need a return in Battlefield 6. Just like in Battlefield 4, exploding dams or destroying big buildings in the middle of the map, changing the whole map layout and the environment. Dynamic map changing events that dramatically alter the battlefield either through player interaction or environmental factors like weather. They add a layer of interactivity and unpredictability, ensuring not two matches play out exactly the same way, which means even if you play the same maps, it never feels the same. 6. Large maps. I know this might be a problem which will be instantly solved when the game launches, but the 4 maps we could try at beta were not a good size for a 32 versus 32 scenario. Especially the Empire State map, which was chaotic to play, not even having time to reload most of the times. Cairo and Liberation Peak was alright, but if we think about the jets, it was awfully small. 7. elite classes. One of the reasons Battlefield 1 was great because it was full of cool ideas like elite classes. In Battlefield 1 there were pickable items you could find on the map which were elite classes kit, offering unique strength and weaknesses like Flame Trooper, Tank Hunter or Sentry Kit, which made you basically a walking tank with a machine gun. Maybe just me, but when you pick up one of these kits, it felt like you became a mini-boss in the game, what I personally really enjoyed. Having similar features in Battlefield 6 would be nice. 8. Behemoth reinforcements. Another great aspect of Battlefield 1 and one of the reasons to call it the best Battlefield was the reinforcement system to aid the weaker team, which could change the outcome of the match. It's not impossible to defeat those behemoths, but gives the winning or stomping team some challenge to secure their victory. Also, all of those behemoths look totally terrifying to face, which gave awesome gaming experience. So as a modern day standard, to call for a gunship, HIMARS or a destroyer would be a possible idea to pick from, but what would you add as a reinforcement option to Battlefield 6? Let me know in the comment section below. 9. Commander. Battlefield 2 was my first big love in FPS genre, had this feature to have a commander who aids the team manually, calling artillery strikes, requested areas, dropping supply packages or sending UAVs to help to aid the team and secure victory. This was such a great feature which never really returned in other Battlefield games, but I still miss it.
God damn, I hate my job.
10. Battle Royale. I know, listen. A free Battle Royale mode like in Call of Duty Warzone would boost the game popularity by a lot. I'm a hardcore Battlefield fan, but Call of Duty Warzone Battle Royale free concept was a great idea, and it would definitely work in Battlefield 6 as a separated game mode. EA DICE wants to make a lot of money from this game, and BR is a great tool for that. If you don't like it, just play the regular game modes, but if you aren't against it, give it a try. I think it would be beneficial to everyone to have a successful game which will get constantly updated for several years to come. Alright, this is my list, what I want them to change or add in Battlefield 6, because I really want them to succeed this time. The foundation of the game is great, but if we want longevity, then some of these things, what I mentioned, must be added or reworked. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, please make sure to leave a like and a comment, and sub for more. Have a good one.